the Sifuna storm, the Sifuna coronation, the battle for Western. Sifuna is just the headline everywhere this weekend, right, into today. And we're looking at what does that mean, actually? Is it moto wa magazeti or not? Because there are people who have said, hey, ni moto ya magazeti. Inawaka alafu inazima immediately. University of Nairobi Professor Herman Manyora is our guest today, a man of who has been looking at this political crystal ball for many years. And so we're asking him today, so what are you seeing in this particular scene?
The idea that the Luyas are not united is also a wrong idea. It's not true.
Okay.
If you look at people who are said to be united, there is a figure that unites them. You know, Jaramogi and his son Raila Odinga is what makes us think Luos are very united people. Okay? When Kikuyus rallied around Uhuru Kenyatta, then we say Kikuyus are very united. And so on and so forth, including William Ruto and the Kalenjin and so on and so forth. The Luya, it's just been unfortunate that they have not had a leader who can excite the community, you know? And Sifuna has a might. Let me tell you that, Eric. Vihiga is supposed to be the extreme. Among the Luyas, there are supposed to be two extremes. The Pukusu of the north and the Maragoli of Vihiga of the south. Those are two extremes, in between the other Luyas. Do you know where Sifuna will get the highest number of votes in terms of percentage? It's Vihiga.
Okay.
Why?
That's it. I come from there and I know.
Why?
His highest percentage is Vihiga. Yeah.
Why?
You see, if you go to Bungoma, for example, where he comes from, you need to knock off first the Sabaut, the Mount Elgon people. They may not be very many, but there's a percentage. They are Kalenjin. We are talking tribe here, which is true.
Yeah.
Secondly, there's Papa Aroma, and there's Didimas Barasa. They may not counter the Sifuna wave, but they may not come out empty-handed. So you can't say that of Vihiga. There's absolutely nobody. And these other areas, Kakamega, there's Oparanya, and all the ODM MPs supporting Ruto. They may not counter the Sifuna wave, but they will not come out empty-handed.
Okay.
If you go to Trans Nzoia, another Luya county, almost 30, I think, % are Kalenjin. So it leaves Vihiga. And there is a lot of ODM in Busia. A lot of Luya in Busia, a bit of it. You remember recently there were these skirmishes between trauma and telling people to get out. So ODM is divided. That part of ODM that will stick with power, the part of ODM that will speak with power, will be felt in Busia. So that leaves out Vihiga, where Mudavadi comes from, as the place where the highest percentage of votes for Sifuna will come. That tells you something. That tells you Western is Sifuna. If the extremes are for him, then who else is not?
How is Luo Nyanza looking like with the fragmentation of ODM, the death of Baba? What does Luo Nyanza look like right now as far as leanings?
Luo Nyanza looks bad. Bad because what is happening seems to be a stab in the back for Baba. The many things she fought for, and I would say even died for. People are in a hurry to forget and to mess his legacy and his party. People are falling over themselves to please somebody, which is really sad. So the state of politics in Luo Nyanza is that it is divided. There are those who hear the voice of Oburu with his power and Junet and the rest, but there are also those who think things are not right. And those ones seem to side with Babuino, Orengo, and Sifuna. Initially, it wasn't the bigger chunk. But if I look at things the way they are moving, that's Orengo side is growing. You remember, Eric, there was a time even Orengo could have had a problem moving across
Nyanza.
Luo Nyanza. And now, he has a field day. He's going, they try to block him, they try to harass him, to stone him. But now they have stopped because they can see his his numbers are growing. So that's what I find in Luo Nyanza. And you see, they are also themselves, they are also scared. It will be worse. Because there's this feeling that Ruto may want to field candidates against established power politicians. Power, the Buru Group, Kina Gladys Wanga, So they will also soon be fighting for their life. And that will leave Orengo with a field day there. I see a situation where more votes from Luo Nyanza will go towards the Orengo side with the time. Unless, again, with everything we do, remains tentative.
Yeah.
Even as we say, Western is locked. It remains tentative. Even Mount Kenya.
True.
For the simple reason, the person we are dealing with is William Samoei Arap Ruto. That guy is not a joke.
I agree.
He's not sleeping. So everything is tentative.
True.
Yeah.
Any moment.
Why would, for example, President Ruto or UDA field a candidate in a place like Homa Bay when you have someone like Governor Wanga in the bag? Why? Yeah.
Entitlement. Politicians don't like people around them who have entitlement. So they deal with you at the election. Wanakuzima pale.
They bring a more compliant person.
People they can now control. Yeah.
She seems compliant.
But the point is,
I know what you mean.
But she comes with an identity that's not necessarily Ruto's identity. She comes with this group of people who are saying, we are ODM, we are the ones who are coming to discuss with you, we demand ABC, we demand this and the other. Yes. Are you seeing UDA people coming to tell Ruto we demand this and the other?
No.
No, you say, if you vanquish them, then you got a way to go. And that's why, in fact, last year into early this year, we started by saying the way that Ruto is operating with the ODM, he just wants to basically just
Zima the
ODM. And it works. It makes political sense to Zima that thing and own it and swallow it.
That's true.
Kabisa, and that has happened.
And that's going on.
Almost perfection. But something else before you say, there is also the issue of these established Luo politicians on the power side are also carrying some baggage. Increasingly, people are saying, "Awa mekula." Sasa unakuja kutunadi. These guys have been taken care of. Now they are auctioning us.
Yeah.
That is also something to consider.
And
they may fare badly against the Orengo group of candidates. So Ruto anaanza kujaribu kupitia katikati hapo.
Slice the cake. No pita katikati. Would the same be said of the Luya leaders who are part of the administration? Because the community is very well represented. We have Mudavadi, we have Speaker Wetangula, who are Oparanya, who's now being touted to
running mate.
Running mate. So ideally the Luya community cannot say that they're not represented or they don't have their people taking the top seat.
I did say earlier that you cannot ignore them.
Yes.
You cannot ignore Paranya. Paranya was a governor for 10 years. And truth be told, Paranya did better than most governors. And he has established himself. And he will take votes to Ruto. The only thing, because of the Sifuna wave, it may not amount to much. But there will be votes he will deliver to Ruto. And you can't dismiss them in the manner you can dismiss Mount Kenya politicians.
Let me ask you, Manyara, and it's important to say that Sifuna, after yesterday in Bungoma, they are going to Homa Bay.
Yes.
The Linda Mwananchi group, they're going to Homa Bay, of course being hosted there by Karoli Omondi and Orengo. This Sifuna factor in Western, what do you see coming first? Is it that he was accepted as a Western leader, or that he was first accepted by the youthful population across the country, and that wave then made the people in Western feel, this is our guy who is celebrated out there. We associate and identify with him.
This Sifuna was on the skylines. And when the Luya lifted their head, they looked up, they saw a Luya up there. And they quickly identified. It reminds me of a guy who went to Olympics. You must even know him. You may be young, but you can remember Wangila. Wangila was the first
Robert
African
Wangila Napunyi
to win an Olympic gold medal, boxing. And when he landed, there were many people claiming him to be theirs. At the airport, there was almost trouble. So when you succeed, everybody wants to own you. So Luyas are owning Sifuna.
So he has succeeded
Their leader before Sifuna was Natembeya. That the man who had touched them. And that's why he's the one now organizing the Luya unity and the ground, locking out Ruto and the rest, and dealing with Mudavadi and Tangula. Sifuna is up there.
So now let's look at then internally, all right? This guy is a senator in Nairobi. He's ODM Secretary General. Then he's talking nationally. Then he gains this national appeal. And then because of that national appeal and because he needs identity, he's Sifuna, he's Luya. So he comes back home and he gets this coronation. So these things are happening so fast, remember? This is just moving too fast.
Yes.
There are people who've been working on the ground for a long time, wanting to be Luya kingpins.
Yes.
How are they going to treat this guy?
What do they do now?
How are they feeling and how are they going to treat this Sifuna?
You see, you can deal with something that has a form, something you can touch, you know, something that has a shape and that occupies space. And that's why I was saying Natembeya should not celebrate so much when he was rising, because experienced politicians like Wetangula were watching him, Kina Mudavadi, and you could see he got to a point where he began to slow down, or at least he wasn't rising anymore. And Malava by-election showed that. This experienced Mudavadi and Wetangula were watching and Oparanya, you know, and they were able to sort of manage him. But Sifuna is formless, he's shapeless, he's a spirit. He's dealing with a spirit.
And the tsunami.
Sifuna is now becoming like Raila. Raila was a spirit. How do you deal with a spirit? I think from my observation, they managed it well. It didn't collapse into a Mlembe thing. There are things that people were expecting that didn't also happen. Making a Linda Mwananchi rally sort of thing. They are careful to avoid that but again, you see, they can take solace in the fact that everybody comes from somewhere. And if you go moving elsewhere, people say, that's a way They told who's this guy, my friend, Matiak, they told him, we don't talk up here. Let's see whether you are people. So I think it is okay. It is okay. But the danger, I agree with you, the danger is there.
So it's the danger of our politics. The fact that then there will still be a question of their identity.
Yes.
Whether, even if you're running in Nairobi, but what's your base? You can't. Nobody can have Nairobi as a base. No, come on.
Kina Kibaki realized.
When ni wapi ni Nairobi? Lakini.
Nyumbani ni wapi?
So I see it, just to add on to your question, Felaris, there is, as you're asking, there's two angles to it. There's the danger of it seeming that now Sifuna has become tribal, or there's a danger of it of actually propelling him, that he was accepted nationally, and his home has accepted him, you know, so overwhelmingly. So now even the national is like, we were not wrong.
We were not wrong.
So it endorses what the people actually saw in the first place.
We lost a colleague at the University of Nairobi who was a big person in our union. So when I went for the funeral, people were shocked. Why are you people celebrating this man? This man is nothing in the village. He can't even be anything. But we were glorifying him, and you know, everybody, our vice chancellor was there, everybody was there, big vehicles. But people asking, who? This guy? So I think that's what you are saying. That you can celebrate Sifuna at the national level. Then when you go home, people say, what are you talking about? Wait a moment. Now it has been confirmed. Both at the national, he has an appeal, and the people at home overwhelmingly stand with him. But what I can say, there are certain things they are doing I wouldn't do. Those ones are obvious. Like bringing Oparanya, for example.
Okay.
It won't sell. people will see it for what it is.
Yeah.
Even if Sifuna is a running mate, that of Oparanya will not sell. People will see it for what it is. There's no way you wanted to give the Luya this thing. Unafanya sababu umeona Sifuna. So I will advise them, hiyo sahau. And the people also know, in pecking order, Mudavadi is number 1 on the list. How do you go to number 3? It is either you are giving Mudavadi or Wetangula. Now, when you go to Oparanya, people can see you from 18. The second thing, these things they are moving around the country calling empowerment and centering a lot in Western. I will advise them to stop wasting time. Olkalao, whatever little gain they were getting from those empowerment things, Olkalao has brought down the house down. Now when you give people money, it will not help you at all.
Has it, because is Olkalao really the not litmus test, the standard for how every other voting bloc will behave? Because they have been known historically to just go against the grain and to vote the way they want. This was dramatic. Waliaibisha Moi, wameaibisha Ruto. They are known to do that.
No, this was dramatic. This was dramatic. And you see, these people in power rarely get advice. They allow this game to play out as Ruto versus Gachagua. And then government descended with things nobody has ever heard of before.
Gas cookers.
Including boats.
Yes.
Those excesses. And then you lose. It must become a national story. So this is going to have serious impact across the country. It's not like it's been there before. Kipipiri was there. But this was excessive. And then it was Ruto versus Gachagua, which was wrong. That's what they should have managed. They should have supported a candidate kichini. And government should not have descended there with goodies. I remember doing a video on that and say, look, these excesses are what I was calling the election a week before. I said, I'm calling this election because of the excesses. You know, when Eric is going to stand as a candidate, I think he is in 2027. I will advise him for free. I will not charge him. I'm not charging. No bill is coming.
So Eric, we have 12 more months to fix the nation.
If you go with a lot of money, then the people begin to see money and not a candidate.
Bas.
The moment you let the people associate you with money, they now see money and not the candidate. So that's what happened on Olkalao. So it has happened.
You know, in dating, there's a concept.
The last thing I would advise them not to do, well, maybe they will buy me a cup of tea if they are here listening, is they must now change the people.
Which
the people telling the story are not telling a good story, and they are telling it badly. So if I said some times back after Olkalao, I think some people should be stopped at the gates of State House. Kuna watu unajua unapitanga tu, hata askari wakiona hakuna kitu, gari yao ikionekana tu gate inafunguka. Nitakana waanze kuulizwa ulikuwa unaenda kuona nani? Ulikuwa na appointment.
Hauko kwa list ya leo.
Wanaenda kutaka basi wanaenda kuangalia ile kitabu. Akirudi, somebody gave me a story.
We have a new spokesperson.
Somebody gave me a story of Ezekiel Oyugi, very powerful. Of course, State House in Kupita too. So they went to Mombasa to see Moi. And for the first time, the guy was with Ezekiel Oyugi in the car.
Ezekiel
Oyugi. For the first time, they waved the car. You're in the car. Forget your State House, Mombasa. Jamaa kajua hapo kumeharibika.
Imeumana. Ezekiel Oyugi was the then Raymond Omolo. He was a PS for national security.
It was Raymond Omolo times 10.
Yes. Proper.
Yes. And here is his vehicle being waved. In the candle door. And it took time before they went there. The guy didn't wait to know that it was over. So I was thinking, and I think perhaps it is already happening. There must be people who should not have automatic.
For example, name 3.
Yeah, they should be stopped at the gate. So Ruto must now look for fresh minds, people around him who can think. Because this game now has gone to a level where only brains can work. Anything, money imekataa kufanya kazi. And if you must use money, you must use it in a way.
Masikio ya hama na isikio hiyo swali. Uliza tena Mariam.
Pardon?
Kama nani?
Kama mimi na Eric.
Who should be removed?
Who should be removed from the list?
Yes.
They are known. People who went to State House without even being.
Who are the bad storytellers in this?
They are known. There are not many. If there were many, we would be looking for them. But they're just a handful. They're just like 5 fellows. And it happened. Hillary's, not Hillary, the husband. Bill Clinton's campaign was in disarray. Until I think Hillary pointed to him, it is time for Ruto to re-engineer the game, but begin by getting fresh people around him.
And have serious thinkers.
Gachagua is a national leader. Because you cannot discuss politics in this country without Gachagua. Surely you'll be lying to yourself.
The reason
but they have 2 different styles. But you ask your question.
The reason why we bring in that question is because seeing his recent utterances, like what we were reading on the dailies today, him saying that Mount Kenya ought to have only one political party,
DCP,
which is DCP. He's saying that other people are not welcome to come and either do campaigns in the mountain, is him running the risk of isolating himself in politics to just the region, and not so much for him to lose the national appeal that he has at the moment.
No, you see, people have misunderstood Gachagua. Gachagua had one intention, and he went for it and didn't care what people were saying. So when you are calling Mwamashea tribalist, he was focused on Mount Kenya, which is to turn the mountain against Ruto, number 1, which he did. And number 2, to be the person the mountain looks up, which he succeeded. With that success story, other stories are a joke. You just have to do with cousins and in-laws, and the rest is, the rest is history, like they say. While we were focused on him being a tribalist, he was doing the impossible, which is uniting the mountain against Ruto, and for him to be the king of the mountain. That's what he was looking at.
He was positioning himself.
Yes.
And just like we have said about, you are national, but people will ask you, lakini, huko kwenu, what do they think? So for him to get that, as people were fighting him and saying all those things, he was actually trying to emerge as the new leader of this mountain block, right? Because it was clear Uhuru was there, but he's exiting, so...
And he didn't have the Sifuna magic that will make people just love you and you bring you home to be their leader. You know, leaders have been brought from exile to come and lead. So Sifuna is like a leader from exile, being brought home to come and take the leadership of the country or the kingdom or whatever it is. So for him, he knew he didn't have that kind of appeal, and therefore he had to go out for it, create that enmity between the community and Ruto, work on it so perfectly that at the end of it all, we can see what is happening. And then he's at the top of the mountain. That is a serious achievement. And anybody who says Gachagua is not a national leader is joking. Because I would not be surprised to find Gachagua in State House. I would not be surprised. There are people who would surprise him if they became president. Gachagua is not one of them. And that's not to say he will be a good or bad president.
But
I would not be surprised.
That he could gather enough votes to take him to
And
State
it has been a big thing, because if you look at Sifuna's approach or style and Gachagua, they are completely opposite. Gachagua leads by domination. You know, you become powerful through domination. Sifuna is, on the other hand, is the opposite of that. It's just
Persuasion.
with people. Yeah, it's just with people, and you know.
Charisma and persuasion.
Yeah, so for it is always more risky for people like Gachagua than it is for Sifuna. For Gachagua, something has to go wrong like this. One thing, cut.
He jumps on it. Kwisha. Anafunga nayo. Haman, do you see what Gachagua is saying? Gachagua is claiming that Ruto is pushing Kindiki to resign.
It is possible. He's been there. He's been in those corridors. He knows how these things cook. Yeah.
Do you see that? Has there been any public showing of some thawing of relations between the president
these
and
things,
the
by the time you see, the food is already served. But there are telltale signs.
For example?
Kindiki himself has said something a comfortable person will not say. He said, hii serikali tuko ndani, and we are here.
Now to talk.
And I know there are new people eyeing my seat. And he mentioned Oparanya. Twice. And when I looked at the face, it wasn't like he was joking. Yeah.
And the message was not to the people he was talking to directly.
Yes, it was somebody else.
The message was to somebody else.
Somebody else somewhere.
Sitoki. Niko hapa.
Yes, and he knows what he's saying. He's saying, okay, fine. Sisi mulima tuko hapa, wewe jaribu uone.
Okay.
Because now if he joins Gachagua, now even one vote he will not get. It will now be almost violent.
Yeah.
And like you are saying, it's like a warning.
Okay.
So it is possible. Again, it may not be possible. I've always believed Ruto should have Kindiki as the best bet. You don't antagonize anybody. If you give Joho, people from Western will be wondering, what? This guy, I thought it was us. If you give Luyas like Oparanya, the Luos will... What will Gladys Wanga tell Luos if Oparanya is given? It will be very difficult. So stay safe.
Keep it mountain.
Yeah, keep it mountain. Keep it Kindiki.
Okay.
It's unmarked. It is something... Nobody will talk about it.
Yeah.
You just tell everybody it was very difficult for me to change this guy.
Okay.
Lakini utoe kwake upatie mmoja, there will be a lot of sulking.
Yeah.
And you'll sulk away a lot of votes.
That's true.
In public and in private. I think all of them. The window is closing for them to make that decision. In another 30 days or so, thereabouts, that decision will not be made by them. So the question of surrendering will not be there. The
Who
people
will make the
people will lift somebody's hand, and that will be it. And it is moving even faster than I thought. I had told them it will be September, and then I had thought it will mean Ruto will go back. I didn't, and this I'm talking about a month ago, when Sifuna is just here. I didn't know the Sifuna thing going the way it's going. But now I think if those people you have mentioned and others do not sit down fast, create structures, get organized, create systems for bringing out the best among them. I mean, who would carry the flag? If they don't do it, the people just lift Sifuna. It will be too late for them.
But then, won't it be for the better if it goes on like this until the people just pick on someone?
Well, it depends on better for who. Better from the word better can only be uttered from a side. From which side? That can be from Kalonzo's side. It can't be.
It
better.
can be.
It'll be tragedy.
Because the other thing then is, what if they go into a boardroom,
And
these old men and women, because that's who they are. Kalonzo, Matiang'i, Gachagua, J.B. Muturi, Martha Karua, Eugene Omalwa, they go, lock themselves up in a room with Kipruto Rapkiro coordinating them as he's been doing.
They have a conclave.
Yeah. Then they come out and say, it
White
is so
smoke.
and so. And the people don't agree with their choice.
That is what I'm saying. This election, perhaps more than another, I think more than another, we've gotten to a place where thinking has to be done. Heavy mental lifting. So if you think you'll just say Kalonzo against Ruto, Ruto will walk over him like a tractor. So it needs a lot of thinking so that if it is not what people are thinking, a majority of people seem to think they need change. And they can see that through Sifuna. It doesn't mean Sifuna has to be the candidate. If for better reasons, for good reasons, it has to be Matiang'i or Martha Karua or Kalonzo, perhaps working with that Sifuna. You have to think, you have to figure out how that can work. It can't just be from the boardroom like Eric is saying. Then we say, okay, we have agreed it's Kalonzo, deputized by Sifuna. The Sifuna magic will be lost because you need to maintain it to get the numbers.
Yeah.
How do you maintain it? You have to think around the problem. Figure out what to do. Look at the numbers and all other things. Take many factors into consideration. Then find a way of carrying the people with you as you land on Martha Karua. Otherwise, you go there alone. So it is not easy. It's not easy. The easier one is if the people do it. And the people do it. And I'm not saying that is the best for the country. Because you see also, there's also a lot of recklessness that can come with youth. Because I can tell you here, and any of you write it down somewhere, the person who wins the election next year, finishing that term will be very difficult.
Why
so? Said when Ruto came, somebody was reminding Manyora, when will you answer one term? I said for Ruto to get a second term, it will be very difficult. And I also said something else, and it's going to begin playing out. For a president to finish a term, going forward, itakuwa kama kupanda mlima sijui inaitwa gani.
Why?
It's going to be very difficult.
Why?
Because the expectation and the world is changing. Most of the challenges we have are global in nature, and people don't want to know.
Yeah.
The problem with our people, they make it worse by the way they behave themselves. So that even if people were to understand the pain is global, you don't give them that window of seeing.
Yes.
You block it by your opulence and how you carry loads of money, and how do you expect people to tighten their belts in the interest of country when they see people in leadership throwing around money? 10 million. How can somebody just 10 million like that? So I think it will be very difficult. Whether it's Ruto who goes back, the expectations are so high. People are impatient. People will be expecting if it is Sifuna who takes over, the problems will end overnight. That's not possible.
Yeah.
And if it is a conservative person like Kalonzo, and he goes as Kalonzo, my friend, he can't finish a year. 1 year he cannot finish.
Why?
Oh, you cannot. Because you want to hold on to the past like this. Umeshikilia. Ati ukuwe rais kama Moi alikuwa, vile Uhuru alikuwa, vile Ruto amekuwa, mimi ni Kalonzo nikuwa president State House. You leave State House na helicopter. You not drive out of State House. Helicopter itakutoa. That's where we are headed. And so therefore, is it this opposition, they need to blend, to be very careful how they craft. So it's not a question of whether it will be Sifuna or Kalonzo. First of all, ideally it should be a blend, mixture of old and new. But also, they should go with a crafted agenda, informed by the blunders of 2002. You see?
Yeah.
So that somebody does not enter State House and forgets everybody else and forgets what they had agreed or no. That's, you see, I'm going back to what I've been saying. This time round, the thinking required on both sides is not small thinking.
Yeah.
Even Ruto, if he's the one who wins, the mistake he will make is that he's not facing an election again. He will not finish a year. You talk about expectations. People should not be expected to see and be nice and kind to you. No. You lead. You show them the way. Tell them, we need to drive this vehicle. But the road is not as smooth as it should be. We will have to smoothen the road. We will have to do a few things to Karabati, recalibration, hapa. There will be a lot of belt tightening and sacrificing. But they must also see you in the lead, making those sacrifices. You see? But there must also be low-hanging fruits, which you pluck and give them. If you land in State House and say, we are going to work on the cost of living, but we are beginning with electricity. Nangoa wakora what in that sector? Because electricity is as expensive as it is, because of cartels, because of theft, because of funny tenders that bring transformers that blow off after a month or two, cheap, because of those independent power contracts that don't make sense to anybody. Fuel is expensive because of excessive levies. You get it. A good president should be able to do that. You can, the low-hanging fruits, you can tell Kenyans, I know you don't have sufficient resources to take children to school. And from day one, education is free up to university. We all need to stop e-person and we shall give our children free education. You say, we're going to give you free quality health care. It's affordable. If you look at the figures we are already using on education, you don't need a lot of money to top up and give free education up to university. Same with health. So if you do those things, the rest people can bear with you. The more difficult things that require long-term planning, the people will understand.
Show some goodwill.
The opposition should not go into this election without an agenda. And how to actualize that agenda. That protects the president if he's well-meaning. But remember something else. The people of this country have suffered so much. If anybody stands in your way as president when you want to change this country, the people will go for him. It happened in Botswana sometimes. When the president said, these salaries you want to give yourself, you MPs, I will not accept, let me go home. The people told him, fanya kazi. How what do you attend? It happened in Makueni, remember?
Yep.
People told MCs, "Nyinyi ndio mtenda, sio Kibuta Kibwana." So the people of this country will protect a president who is willing to help them move the country forward. That's the beauty. There is legacy politics with the legacy politicians, which means the traditional politics, the way we know it, with the traditional politicians fighting each other, you know, and even nominally so, even lying to us. That is the situation you will have if Kalonzo Musyoka is facing William Ruto. The traditional, normal politics of two Kenyan politicians facing each other.
Yeah.
Money is important. Ruto will have loads and loads of it, you know, bags and bags of it in all manner of currency.
Yeah.
Kalonzo, on the other hand, will not have enough, but there will be people willing, the moment he becomes a flag bearer, there will be people who will give him more than 10 billion. And that brings us exactly where Eric was. These are the people who will expect tenders, and that's the normal politics.
Yeah.
It happens like that across the world.
Yeah.
People support the presidents and they get something in return. They prop you and they get something in return. But there is also a new way of doing politics in this country, and that's what Sifuna brings. That nobody expects Sifuna to have money. So apart from the money that's required for logistics, which in my estimation would be much less than 5 billion, and this they can get, you know, from themselves and well-wishers and so on and so forth. You saw what happened in Trans Nzoia and Bungoma, where people are giving as little as 10 shillings, 100 shillings. If this thing catches up, the Obama style. Obama didn't go for the big money, by the way. Eric, you remember? He didn't. No, I know you are laughing. He didn't go for the big money. Check.
In his first or second?
It is not difficult. You take your calculator in your time after I have left. Take your calculator, and I'm asking the listener who is watching, take your own phone, go to the calculator. Ask yourself what would it take for Sifuna to raise, say, 2 billion, or let's start with $1 billion. You think once the numbers are there in terms of people, it's not a lot of money from someone.
$1 billion divided by 100.
Yeah, you can see if you have a million people, if you are going to get 10 million votes. If you are going to get 10 million votes, if 2 million of those people can give you 1,000 shillings, how much money is that?
So he would need 10 million people to give 100 shillings each.
10 million?
10 million
to give 100
to give
bob.
100.
If you reduce the number of people?
If I reduce...
Let's say you
raise
have 2
the
million
money.
people.
Oh,
You raise the amount per
let me
person.
do that.
2 million people is a fifth of that.
Yeah.
It can be 1,000 or 2,000, which is not by average.
Actually, then, you have
So
1,000.
500,
It is
500
not
bob.
500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000,
Correct.
10,000 in this contribution, especially after Sifuna becomes officially the flag bearer. My estimate he will get up to excess of 5 billion. That 5 billion is more than he needs for the election, because he's not going to get money to, even as they are doing now. I have a bit of an idea of what they are doing. They are fundraising for those meetings. They sit down a day or so before the meeting.
Yeah.
They fundraise among themselves.
Yeah.
All these MPs and what. And it doesn't come to a lot of money.
Yeah.
10,000, 20, 50. One who is more endowed like Karoli may knock in 300,000. Wow, kina Onyonka marafiki zetu. Wanaweza toa 10, 20. Eric akipita hapo, sababu ni kwa hoteli, akipita hapo anaorushia 30.
Kunywa chai.
Alafu mtu anasimamia nini?
Speaker na...
Hii track. Mtu wa watu anajitokea. Rafiki yangu DS Njoroge anatoa sound system. Almost free. So it is doable. But if you are doing it in the traditional, normal way, which is what the opposition must reckon with, even as they select a candidate who is not Raila. Because Raila could attract all amounts of money. They would not, unless it's Gachagua. You know, Gachagua can attract the serious
that kind of fundraising
from the Kikuyu diaspora and local billionaires in this country. But if it's Kalonzo, they have to be a little careful how they manage it.
And that's, I think, I've seen somebody saying that Sifuna's biggest challenge is within the united opposition. Because you look at all those the people who are already establishing themselves as, credible opposition leaders and therefore government in waiting people, which of them is willing to cede that kind of ground and strength, right? Because if, let's say, the people demand that Sifuna becomes the flag bearer.
Yes.
And the people demand that they are the ones who are going to fundraise for this person. Yes. It means that Sifuna is no longer beholden to these people.
Yeah.
Yes.
They will not accept it.
But if it gets there, they have no choice in the matter.
They will do everything. You see,
what is this everything
they will throw a tantrum from here to Timbuktu.
They will join William.
People will have ignored them.
And try it.
They'll join Ruto.
Yeah? It won't help. You'll go there alone. I'm telling you. You'll be alone. Nobody will follow you.
They'll be trying.
That's what I'm saying. I understand what you are saying. And I want to repeat, and I've said it to them in private and in public. They have to manage this thing.
Yeah.
If they manage it, they will be relevant. They don't have to be the presidential candidate, or they can be, or Sifuna can be, whoever it will be. But they will manage it, and they will have a say. They will be part of it. But if they let it slip past a certain point, when people take over, people will go ignore them, and nobody will care about them. I'm telling you the truth. Look at Kisii, for example, where Matiang'i comes from. If he chose to get annoyed after he has been denied the ticket, which is his right to get annoyed, throw tantrums and leave, even go to Ruto. Look at the young MPs who are with him, most of them who are in Linda Wananchi. They won't follow him, and the people will be with them. A majority of those young Kibagendis, Clive, Gisairo, those are the people who will go to parliament, with or without Matiang'i's blessing, if Matiang'i ducks. You can say the same even of Kalonzo. This thing has gotten to a point, if Kenyans decided his mother Karua, and even Sifuna, popular as he is, tries to go the other direction, he would go alone. That's where it is. And that's the challenge for Ruto.
What must Ruto do?
What Ruto must do is play smart. He's a smart politician. That shouldn't be very difficult to him. Ruto is a smart politician. That is enough. He begins from a very good position. The position of being a smart politician, well-resourced, with with the state institutions and resources. But he must also appreciate this thing is too big for one head. For one
head,
when you lose a member of the family, it gets to a point, if you are the one organizing everything, you make terrible blunders. When you look back at how even you forgot to inform so and so, it's because you are a human. It gets to a point, it is just too much for one head. And that's why people form committees for things like those. A wedding, you can manage your own wedding there. It's not a very difficult thing. But it gets to a point where you are so overwhelmed, you need 1, 2, 3 other heads. That's my advice to Ruto. This game requires a few heads working together.
What should Ruto do with the political appointees from the mountain that, currently sit in cabinet and, in terms of them being able to deliver?
No, just ignore them, but don't remove them.
Okay.
There'll be a backlash. But ignore them. They are there and they are not there. So for Ruto at the mountain, ignore those ministers. They are there, but they are not there. Ignore Kimani Ichung'wah, Moses Kuria. They are there, but they don't do anything to them. Just ignore them and craft new ways, look for new people to enter the mountain, enter Western. But ignore the current players because they will not help you. They will not help you. The people don't want to see those people.